All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's start on the right chart, shall we? Okie doke. So those of you who got my newsletter, you would have seen what we were looking for today. So far, very clear reaction of supply at the highs. We don't have much news today. There's some news coming at 10 o'clock. But most of this is probably, I would imagine, due to the news that came out this morning on NVIDIA saying it's going to have problems keeping up with supply on its new chip. All right, so push pre-market into the old all-time highs, which were created Friday, early on Friday, and we're pulling back to the previous all-time highs, which we broke out from on Thursday. All right, so from a daily point of view, this is what we're currently looking at. The key thing here is we do have supply left up here, which I'm going to go over very, very shortly. And if we want to rotate, there are rotation areas possible to come and fill this imbalance, all right, all the way down to 100s. So let's have a look at those areas on the hourlies. All right, so these were the levels given overnight. This one's just sort of interesting where we're stopping here. It's an old edge of volume right here that was created on Thursday. Okay, so we've pushed up. If you think about the volume we created last week, on Friday we left volume trapped at the high. Point of control was trapped up at this high. This is from Friday. So overnight we've gone Asia up, London up, get to that old point of control, just peak above, tap into this old supply block, find some sellers, and now we're rotating where back to this old volume area here. So far I would say that we are just trading between these edges now. All right, this is what we're doing at the moment. If we get acceptance under here, we have to be careful because we've got an old point of control and we've got an old value area high, which we have used as demand, and we've proven it already. All right, so on Friday we drifted down to there. This is Tuesday's high. Think about weekly models. We've traded down to it, found a bid, come all the way up to the high again, found a sell. If we hold here, we go back to the high. If we sell here, we come back to this low. If we get a liquidation break of this low, all right, 23,170, all right, 160, 150, all around here. If it fails to reclaim and do a squeeze, then I think there is a rotation, at least back down to the 100s, edge of this range, but probably more likely all the way back down into 23,060. So I'm watching. If we're going to continue to sell this morning, I'm interested once we get to 23,160 for another 100 points lower. All right. If we get down there and we reclaim, obviously this is the move that we've been doing for months now. All right, sweep the lows, trade back inside, or sometimes don't sweep the lows, get to the lows, trade back inside, and then come for a retest of this volume area here. And then we can just chop between these two for a bit, reclaim this, then we go trade back up to the next level. So we have trigger points here. 1, 2, 3. We're trading between these until one fails. We test the other one. If we want one reclaims, we test the other one, and so forth. All right, so they're very, very clear levels, and they were set from last week. So we are respecting those levels so far. I'm not thinking too much beyond those levels. If we get a breakdown, like I said, underneath this 5-day and clear level here, all right, resistance became support. If we use that support and turn it back into resistance, then I'm thinking about this move. All right, until that point, not super bearish until that point.
Sell 10. Trade.
All right, Bookmap, chill out. Chill out, Bookmap.
Sell 37.
Okay, and you can see lower time frame. We've done exactly that. So came up here, found the sell, rotation, back down to this first level. All right, that's all we've done so far. So a pretty big sell here. Pretty aggressive sell there off that. It's 50 points, maybe a bit more. But we have to respect those levels. Not looking to trade beyond those levels right now. SPY, let's go through all the MAG first. Let's go to ES. It's looking at very much like the same thing. Let's go to 15-minute here quickly. And let's just chuck this on so we can see the levels on SPY. Okay, yeah, same thing. So just trading between no acceptance over Friday. This level here was Friday. no acceptance, coming back down through old point of control. Might come and test this now, 330. So here's your next shelf. So I'll be watching on ES if we get a reaction. So far, that's value area low. If we reclaim it, we go back POC. If they reject value area low here, then we're going to rotate down. All right, so those are the areas I'm watching. I'm watching volume because I'm trying to see who's trapped and who they reclaim right now. So ES doing very much the same thing, but looking for this move here. I'm watching this level here, 6342. Reclaim 6342, maybe a squeeze up to 6350. Fail 6340, maybe a drift back down to 35s. Under that, we start getting weaker because this distribution could be retested down here. So all to play for this morning. Remember, it's Monday morning. Don't do anything stupid on a Monday morning. Just take your time to get back into the charts. Looking at the mag, Apple clearly strong there. Clearly strong. Nice gap up through previous day highs. Has a chance to come and retest 13s at the moment. And that would be a breakout there. Microsoft, heavy. That's a gap down. So already not in agreement. The mag, you've already got clearly some gapping up, some gapping down. Amazon. That's pretty strong. Trying to hold on to the old week's range so far by the looks of it. And it has the ability to break out over 27s. Will that be an all-time high breakout? Yes. Okay, so 227, you're watching that. Goog. Gapping up, trying to hold on around previous day highs. If it can't find or build structure out up here, if it struggles to build structure up here, Google will rotate down to where it broke out from. Watching that. Meta looks strong. Gapping up, undercurrent VWAP. That's a nice reaction off the lows. Can it put in a higher low around here for the move back upside? That's what I'd be asking if I was looking at Meta today. So 703s, you want it to hold sort of 703-ish. Nvidia, I'm guessing Nvidia started selling off that news. Not really. That actually is holding up very well. Very, very well. All right, there's your Friday high. There's your supply. Here's the back test of this level. Fail of this. We go to this level. Fail of this. We go to this level. All right, so it all depends. If these buyers from Friday remain trapped, how far do we go down for a deeper pullback? That's the question on Nvidia. Or is it just going to hold and build liquidity for a new move up? Tesla was strong pre-market from what I remember. There we go. So nice gap up on Tesla, driving high, well above previous day high. So a gap fill potential if it wants to close the gap, trading into 330s. Otherwise, gap and go for continuation upside, looking strong, really strong. So like we talked about a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now, this was a buying area. It's very clearly a buying area, as was this. This is the move at the moment. So wouldn't be thinking short long term on Tesla unless it got a break of 320, and even then I think it looks good for upside. Let's go VIX. Still in that channel. Still in that channel, VIX. I'd say this is your pivot lows. So it might just keep holding this, and you'd be watching a break and a hold above 1750. So rotation is effectively 16s to 1750. Okay, breakdown under here, mega bullish for the market. Breakout up above here, market probably goes risk off. It is as simple as that, folks. There's not much more to look at. We're trading in range so far. A nice reaction off there so far. Starting to grind back upside. So I'm interested now how we react into these higher time frame levels. So I would say 250 to 253, we can mark that out. How do we react into here, if at all? Or if we're going to go on a reclaim. Remember, if we're going reclaims, then we've left all this liquidity intact. So any reclaim up here, we can come for another retest. And that would just be what? It would just be range rotation, right? There's your rotation, rotation, rotation. Okay, I can't. You've got to be quiet, Bookmap. That's too much. Let's have a look at the book as well, see who's on it today, if we've got any players. Okay, biggest level so far, 23 220s, which is what we had marked out. And some big players up above. 312s, 325s, some big players up there so far this morning. So that's where liquidity is on the book. 312s, 325s, 312s, 325s in this supply zone. So there's some sellers up there waiting to get filled right now. And this is nothing more than a range. I'm not thinking about much more than a range rotation here today. Not setting up for anything else. Let's see who's in here this morning. Let's get through some good mornings. Good morning, Clint, Jesse, Toby, Thumper, Miguel, BU, Jeff, ERF, Brandon, Owen J, Christy, Aaron, Ken, Trentry, Marek, Peter, Shane, John, Mike, Coop, Donna, Bart, Raphael, Eva, Leron, Richard, DK, Ramos, Aaron, Firewater, and Ryan. Good morning, everyone. Did you all have a good weekend? Are you all feeling rested? That's probably one of the most key things here this morning. Are you feeling rested? Check all these emails, can see. So coming into that level we just talked about, literally just talked about it. Had my friend stag on Saturday, not sure that's the rest I needed. Yeah, well, just be careful if you're holding a major hangover into this session. Just be careful. Make sure you're able to make smart decisions. That goes for all of you. If any of you are not feeling well or anything like that, just think twice. Trading's very, very hard. You don't want to be doing it with a foggy brain. All right, trading right into that level right now. You can see what's that level off? It's the old value low. All right, just where we got stuck last time. If we trade through this and we can go all the way up and back test, we've got 2 minutes here. I've got to get this same level on my other charts. Give me a second here. There we go. All right. Nice and patient at the open, folks, because there is a chance for this to reclaim and just rotate right the way back up to 92s and 300s. And if it gets through there, new all-time highs. So just going to give this a chance to make its decisions this morning. All right, let it make its decisions. We are inside range. We are trading inside Friday. We are trying to base above Thursday at the moment. It is as clear as that. If we find clear rejections, and it's very clear and obvious, then underneath 23,170 there will be available trade locations, both for bear traps and bear continuation plays. Morning, Bella. How's it going? We're literally doing the dance laid out last night in the newsletter at the moment. Okay. 10 seconds here, folks. Remember, buyers are on the book down at 23,220s, and there are some big sellers right now, over 400-500 lots, up at 23.10s, 23.25. So just give it a chance to wiggle around and see what it wants to do. Most of the mag opening up green here, other than Microsoft. Big push in this open. So you can see reclaiming this level straight away. Looks like it wants to clear out some of this liquidity now. So let me just see from the open. Where's my open? Here. Yeah, most of the volume, we're going to trade overnight point of control is basically 90s. All right, so if we reclaim that, then we're going up top side. So here is the push to 90s. And remember, we've got that liquidity set up above. So this is overnight POC where we're trading into at the moment. This is where all the volume was trapped. I only know that because I've just measured that out just to double check, see where the volume is. But yeah, point control now moving on the session. So lots of selling up here so far. Every time we're coming up, we're pop selling into it. Let's get an anchor on as well. Again, not in a rush here this morning. That's going to be hard to see, isn't it? Let's do that anchor another color. This is the edge right now, edge of value, point of control up here on the overnight session. If they can't get through this, they will not be able to get to the high. So this is the test really here. Nvidia starting to go green to red here. Microsoft already over 0.5% down. Squeezing here will allow us to get through up to all-time highs. If we can squeeze through these levels, it's going to try and fill those big sellers who are set up here right now. We just went over that pre-market. 23,115, there's a 224 lot. 23,225 or just above 225, there's a 220 lot, 221 lot. So nice and patient, folks. Let the market settle down. Like I said, we're just in range. We're in Friday's range right now. Rejecting a point of control so far. Momentum very, very bullish since the New York opening. You can see this big bullish candle came in, reclaiming this level, straight squeeze up into supply. So like we talked about, you can trade between these areas right now. Very happy to do that. I'll give you a readout. Tesla 1.71% up, Nvidia 1/3% down, Meta 1.08% up, Google 1.60% up, Amazon 1/4% up, Microsoft 0.60% down, and Apple just over 0.5% up right now. So Nvidia and Microsoft, the weak ones so far this morning. this out a bit. Just trying to get up to this supply. Remember, this up here will be all-time highs. Once we get through this red block, that will be new all-time highs. At the moment, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. That's all this market's in. Exuberant market. Oh, I need to take my antihistamine. Let me go and get that so I don't cough non-stop on stream. They want to get up to these sellers at 15s and 25s right now. They're on the book. You can see them. They're still on the book, passively sat there trying to get filled. That's where the market's trying to get up to. It wants to fill these sellers. There you go. There's the big squeeze up to try and fill them. So back into supply up here, retesting these same levels. We're starting to reclaim big volume. Didn't quite fill that 15 there. London now swept as well, by the way. They're sweeping London. They're looking to fill this guy at 15 and then 20s. ES lagging behind, not up there yet. So far this morning, we've held this demand block. We came back up, tested this old value area low, squeezed straight through at the open, clearing out all this liquidity from the shorts who took that rotation. And now we're trying to see if we can base above for new all-time highs. We are thin in structure in this first move. So I'm trying to be patient, not in a hurry to get involved in this market this morning. It's been straight up since the open. That buy signal came and we've exploded out the gates. Not looking to try and chase at these highs. It can afford a big pullback here if it wants. Probably after it clears out. I cannot imagine it doing before it clears out right now. New all-time highs coming by the looks of it. Here's the 15s. There you go. Sold through him. And now we're trying to trade up to 25s. All right, big seller at 25s. Here we go. Just shy of him. They want to come and prod him and take him out. And there is not really any liquidity above that right now. I'm looking. No, there isn't. No one's refreshing above. Some big market buys coming in this morning. Still a seller into or just above 25. He's actually at 27, folks. He's actually at 27. Let's see if we can prod into him. And then I'm going to wait for the reaction afterwards to see what we're going to do. Are we going to flip this into support or are we going to do a deep pullback after taking out all-time highs? He's still there on the book, still watching this guy here, watching to see if he gets filled. Delta positive so far. I think it's the same across the board. Yeah, ES is trying to trade into that block up at 48, I would say. So all-time high is now taken. Starting to see the start of a pullback here. Again, that liquidity not filled. I'll be watching 310s and 300s because 310s would be your London high. Right, so if they hold London high, they're going to come back for that guy higher. If they start failing London high, then we're going to go straight back into range rotation. We are in a potential range rotating market here. And on Monday morning, we've got a little bit of light news at 10 o'clock. Basing out at highs. So edge of volume now, you'd be looking at, 310, 300, 290s. Can they hold those kind of levels for a move back up for new highs? So far, the answer is yes. Came back, tested Globex there, found a bid straight away. comes the highs by the looks of it. Breaking out above the highs. Did they clear out that player yet? He's at 225, remember? 225, 227. There's the break. Have they got much juice left in this now? So holding Globex, orange line. This now is potentially, I would like to see one more retest of it rather than just once, but it's potentially turning into resistance becomes support. And we are into expansion mode here, and we're just going to see what's above. We have a measured move up here at 420. All right, we went over that last week. Those who were here with me last week, last Thursday, that's a measured move out of the daily, 10-day daily range that we're in. So starting to add a bit of liquidity higher now, which is good. 40s and 50s now on the book. We're pretty thin up here though, folks. I will say that. Edge of volume now is 300 down to 290s. So we're pretty thin up here. Just want to be a little bit careful. In a rush to go higher, isn't it? This block down here was key. This was in the newsletter, this level here. So that's where smart money started getting involved. Probably should have just taken that buy signal, but the fact that it was at that opening print, I never trade the first minute of that day. That's just straight up. Huge expansion. VIX into its gap now, folks. QQQ is trying to get to its all-time high. So if you're looking at the cash market, QQQ's still got a little way to go. I can't see it having. That is what is going on here with that indicator. It looks like it's broken out to me, but it's showing me that it's got an old high above. It hasn't. It has not. So something's off there with TradingView. Spider's looking good. They're trying to do the same move right now. So SPY into all-time high, cup and handle trying to play out, or inverse head and shoulders, whichever way you want to look at it. It's trying to get through that level. 630 on the Spiders will be key. ES trying to trade up to 6357. So here goes the start of the pullback. Let's see if they retest that sort of 300 to 290 area and if they are able to hold it. This is very extended, so cannot just keep buying this up here. Need to wait for some sort of retest, which is just not coming this morning. So we're going to go for 350s now on the book. Again, not much above it now at this point. So 350s. Looks like the push is for 350s and then see what's what. We'll have to see if they add more up there. ES still trying to get up to previous day and all-time highs right now. SPY trying to break out of it. So SPY is right on it. Pre-market high would be 62960 on the Spiders, and a breakout of that would be all-time high on the Spiders. ES will need to catch up. Futures market trying to catch up. 350 on the book. You can see it. This big seller up here. Right, we're trying to trade into him. Some supportive action down here, but I'm actually more interested under all those levels. So let's just see. Yeah, Coop. Just literally straight up. Buy signal came in and they just went, yeah, we're going. And then never looked back, have they? That was a 100-point move in the first 10, 15 minutes of the day. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? See if they offer a pullback. So SPY did take out previous day highs, did not take out pre-market highs. ES is lagging behind right now. I have to see if they get acceptance really. But old high 320s, but probably more likely 300 290s. Think about the opening range. We're about to have it set in 30 seconds. Okay, orb now set. High of day is your orb. 350 is up there. We know there's a seller up there at 350s. Man, they are just in a hurry. Come on. Can't be buying this for me. I will not chase price like this. Wow. Well, you were either in pre-market off that demand block down here, or you were brave and you took this first 1 minute candle squeeze. Otherwise, for me, there's no trade here. This is crazy right now. Very steep. So ES now doing the same thing, taking all-time highs out. One and done, got in on the high time frame. Hey, Ramus, I love it. So you were in pre-market down here. Nice work. You got this. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful work. All right, probably 400s coming up here, thinking about whole numbers. And if we get through that, these are measured move areas. I don't know if we stop there. They're just areas. They're just based on fibs. They are just based on fibs. But at the moment, we are in a hurry to get to 400. Really nice, Ramus. That's a really good trade, mate. Lovely. All right, whole number 400 and then fib levels above. I'm just going to double check that fib from the most recent pullback. Let's do one from here. Come on, trading view, wakey, wakey. Yeah, 395, 413 from that most recent one. Let's do one from today's pullback. Look at expansion model on that only. Measured move 94. So yeah, basically into 300 is definitely a big level. Into 300, sorry, into 400. Multiple fibs there. I only see 25 at 400. I don't even see 75. Just close your eyes and buy territory, isn't it? This is crazy. Delta good, momentum good, location terrible. Everything's good for a bull other than a location right now. I'd like to see like a two leg. need to see a 2-leg to trap enough people in. So it's only a 1, 2, start of a reclaim like that. If we're going to play bullish under here, I'd be very cautious, because under here, this is the edge of volume. If they get under here and leave buyers trapped up here, then we'll rotate back to the bottom side of this range. So let's see if we can get that 2-leg pullback into a key level to retest it. And then we can think about buying if they start showing structure. If they start failing under that level, I'm going to be cautious, because it means this can be a blow off with rotation back down lower. I don't think that's the case. I think there's strong momentum in here today. There's been strong buying. Delta looks fantastic. They are adding liquidity above every time we're breaking through, which is a good sign. But we need to come back and test some area. I just will not buy up here at the highs. No chance, mate. 0. Maybe on that new hour. I'm going to get a refill of water here. We've got time. Let it play out. So ES coming back to previous day high here, back testing it. I'd like us to drift deeper, like I said. I want at least a 2-leg. A little bit of volume at 50s, but not really. It's pretty thin. Pretty thin. Mag all green, by the way, now. So yes, holding that previous day high. NQ nowhere near it. We would need to trade down into 320s. We're nowhere near it right now. I'm watching these kind of levels. This is from Sunday, all right, just so we know. This is just from Sunday's open. I just wanted to see where that volume traded overnight. So this level here is going to be key. So basically all the way down into that right there. We're pretty thin, so you could even do something like this if you just want to be patient and wait. I'm going to leave this in just in case they hold that RBS level, but that's what I'm watching. $85, $90, $95, $400, all on the book. Sellers at each of those levels. Not significant, like 27 lots and stuff, 25 lots, nothing huge. But ES did just backtest its previous day high and has found a bid there. I'm sat here not in this trade, which is frustrating. But, long week ahead. News coming 10 o'clock. New hourly candle coming. Think about the size of that last hourly candle. We've just moved from over 100 points. Lows of 225. Highs of 285. 160 points in the last hour. And most of that was done in the last 23 minutes. No, Raf, unfortunately not. Not in anything yet. Waiting for a pullback. There's a better short location up here, but the momentum's terrible. There's no reason to short right now. I would like to buy dips, because I'm not going to guess tops. So I'm going to wait to see if it comes back and holds a key level for me to buy dips right now. Lots of you got long pre-market. Nice. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, starting to see a possible retest here. Lots of bids stacked between 65 and 45 right now. I actually want it much deeper. Selfishly, I want it all the way down here because that's where volume is. This is still very thin up here. If they want to hold the orb and around here, fantastic, but it's very thin. That was a straight up move. If you look at this move on a 15-minute chart, on a 5-minute chart, it's literally straight up. This is the first pullback we've had. Nice, Shane. Long from pre-market. Yeah, lots of you long pre-market. You look very good. This wants to come and try and get up to 400 at this point. You got a seller at 380, and then most significant level is 400. Psychological level. It's also a fib extension, like we talked about. ES breaking out here. Two micros are all you need, mate. That's fine. That's all you need. I don't know where you sold or if you're still in, but it's all you need. So they're adding liquidity into 400, trying to drag it up there right now. Top Bollinger Band, by the way. I didn't talk about this today because I didn't think we'd get up there, but we have room on a daily. We have plenty of room to that top Bollinger Band. Plenty of room. All the way up to basically 500 on the daily is possible on the Bollinger Band. 400 is the key level, psych level right now. Measured move is in and around here. It is actually 390 all the way up to 440, depending which leg of the pullback and which range you're looking at. But everywhere from 390 to 440 are fib extensions, 200% extensions and 161 extensions right now. Lots of liquidity being added on the book here. You can see them. 400 is a big level. Let's have a look at ES. Big sellers up here. Now bidding 65, so they're going to try and get up to 70 on ES by the looks of it. Man, oh man, I wish I was long in this. One of those. Tesla just gone green to red. Wow. It's a big sell on Tesla. That's 10 points down from the highs. That is a big sell on Tesla. They didn't like something. All right, 2 minutes. We do have news in 2 minutes as well, folks. It buys here 70, 65, 60s that they're looking to get filled for a drive up to 400. Here's 70s. So 70s, 65, 60s, 57s, 55s, all on the tape here, trying to get filled. These are buyers trying to get filled if a dip offers. And then 45s and 25s. I'm going to wait for something deeper if it comes, if it gets offered to me. So far, just holding all flow zones off that buy signal this morning. Measured move up here, 400 the key level. Here comes the news, new hourly candle here, a new 4-hour candle as well. So I'm very aware of this. If we spike up, take 400, drive through, and then start rotating back down, there might be a deeper pullback. Think about that hourly kind of move and H4 kind of move. But so far, momentum's very, very strong to the upside. Nvidia now going red as well. So Nvidia and Tesla now gone red. Google very strong this morning. Biggest one, 2.21% up. Meta 1.60% up. Amazon 0.64% up. Microsoft 0.37% up. Apple 1.5% up. Nvidia just closed its gap and is trying to find a bid off that. And Tesla went into a sell, 10 points down off its highs this morning. ES continuing to drive higher. 400's coming here, folks. That whole number of 400s. So if you've been long in this, you need to be selling some into this level, all right? And then you can hold runners for up into here, but 400 is a big, big level right now. Do not get greedy. Do not chase. It will punish you. We've been very thin on this way up. If it wants to take the hourly and 4-hour high and then come for a bigger retracement, it absolutely can do so. Remember, the only way this goes higher is if big momentum comes in or if shorts get stuck. Keep trying to guess the tops. Where did my trend line go? It just disappeared. And they have added liquidity above 400 now. 405, 410, 415. I really want this down here. It's not going to give it to me. It is not going to give it to me. ES almost at that 370. Remember the big seller on ES, 370 and then 373.75. And then you're just into whole numbers, 380s, 390s, etc., etc. Major exuberance here this morning in this market. Yes, you could argue that 10 o'clock buy was good, but if you're buying on a 10 o'clock candle like that, it's for me, that's fairly risky. The open of a new 4-hour. Momentum's fantastic upside at the moment. You can see some profits starting to be trimmed in and around these 400s. So if you've been long, some of you are long pre-market off the demand block down here, you have to be paying yourself. That's a 175-point move. You must be paying yourself. The news, it was just light news, wasn't it? 10 o'clock. Let me find it. Posted it last night for everyone. US economic leading indicators. That was it. Nothing major. Okay, VIX trying to find a bit of a bid here, folks. We are straight up on the ES. Still holding here very, very well. Wondering if we can get into here. The longer this happens, the less I like the long play. I need like a big dunk to come and trap shorts in for me to think about getting long. Yeah, VIX finding a bid there off an old RBS. So it's just slowed this market down a second. Do they reaccumulate for a little bit before going higher? It's a shame. Even this retest here, it happened for 5 seconds. Not even a decent move like this. Just tap and go. It happens sometimes. You're not always going to get what you want. What did I do this weekend? I worked. I have not had a day off. I was building my newsletter. I was building social content. I was changing these charts. You can see I've changed the colors on the charts. Yeah, same here, Tyson. Yeah, mainly worked. Didn't get a chance to do much else other than that. Went to the gym for a few times. And that's about it, really. That is about it. Hard to leave the house right now with my dog, so I won't leave her at home alone. I think it's cruel. She gets her stitches out tomorrow, which would be amazing. Yeah, it's killer, Coop. It's I'm definitely burnt out, but I'm going to August. Going to England in a couple of weeks for my sister's wedding, and then I've booked a house in Mexico end of August for a week. Yeah, it's awesome, Christy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to her having her stitches out. She's doing great. She's doing fantastic at the moment. Super proud of her. She's doing really good. Okay, you can see there's a bit of tapering happening here. We went from very steep to starting to taper a little bit, like this. Yeah, I think do if you've got time. Yeah. Okay, if you can't, you can't. Yeah. Just let me know either way so I know. No kids that I know of, Raf. None that I know of. Just a dog. Okay, buyers are hanging out at 380s. Sellers are at 400, 410, 415 on an extension. Everything's upside right now. Can't be thinking about anything else other than upside. It's just this location has gone. The location for me has gone. You know, I'm a value buyer. I like buying dips. I like buying where one side is stuck. Unfortunately, I missed the opportunity. It was pre-market before I got on the show. It was right here into this higher time frame level. This was all marked out for everyone last night. Yeah, exactly, Bowden. Fend for yourself. Pull back to 240. Do you mean 340? 240. That's pretty deep. It's all the way back down here. I'd say I would call that more than a pullback. Yeah, if we rotate, I'm guessing you mean 340, Raf, but if we rotate to 240, I would call that more than a pullback at that point. I'd call that a pretty good failure because we're then letting go of big RBS levels where volume is. I would imagine you're talking about that opening range and view up here. 340, yes, there we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Underneath these lows, opening range, view up, hold and go. That makes sense. say under 376, we get a little bit thin until we get to 340, 350. Just so you know, underneath 76, we get a little bit thin. Here's the start of a pullback here. ES starting to fail a little bit, leaving volume at those highs. We're still just holding this little trend. Yeah, 76 right here. I'd say this level here is where we've built an edge of volume. All right, a failure under here can lead to a dive back down into 350s. It's not that big, but there's like a 20-point move here. So a failure under here gives a 20-point move into here. A hold here gives a rotation back up. ES starting to pull back significantly here off the highs now. Let's come back down into that area. We have buys here at 380, 375, 370. Remember, this market is in a very strong multi-time frame uptrend right now. If you are going to look for a short, you are playing counter trend, which means you're playing the hardest trade you can play in the book. Nothing wrong with taking it if that's your playbook, but just understand any short today is counter trend. Your short is the pullback, so it might just stop here. It might stop here. It might stop here. Who knows? But it's just a pullback on a higher time frame. Even on a 15-minute chart, look at 15-minute chart, it would just be a pullback. Nothing more than that. Yes, Owen, you will hear me talking about SBR, RBS. Resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. It doesn't matter how you do that. Whether you're looking at candle structure, whether you're looking at volume, it's the same principle all the time. We trade above a key volume area, we trade back to it. We trade above old resistance, we trade back to it. We use that as potential support. We don't just buy it, we look for it to be used for a good level. So this here, for example, all right, this was resistance, resistance, resistance. It was the edge value area low. We trade away from it. We find resistance here. We come back to it. We use this resistance and turn it into support. There's good confluence here for a long. Anyone who's using my indicator, there's your higher time frame algorithm with a volume shelf, with an RBS, and boom, we go. And we've never looked back since. So I'm stuck here flat on a Monday. But hey, at least I'm not the guy short, 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 blow up. I did a video on that at the weekend, a little small video, but how many people were guessing short, trying to be the hero, guessing the top, when we had strong bullish momentum? Even here, like I've said, if you're looking for a short, it's a pullback only, and it's the hardest trade in the book. Right, liquidity added at 420 now. Someone smokes weed. So all the way up at 420 in this measured move. Sellers adding liquidity up there, trying to drag this market up. Thanks, Raf. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So some light selling here, 400s, 402s, and then they're feathering like 45, 47, 410, 412, 415, and then 420, bigger lot. Bulls remain in control. My stomach is hungry. So far, bulls in control. I'm waiting for a deeper pullback for me to think about participating in this as a bull. I do not want to buy the highs. We are building a lot of volume out here though, so we just have to wait and see if this is reaccumulation or not. I would really like some form of bear trap. We do have divergence here in that ES did offer it. Right, so ES put in a spike high and then traded a lower high and then made a lower low and is now trying to pivot above a lower low price to go up. So ES technically sweeping that low at, I don't know what it is, like 958. It's already swept it. So structurally, how many times am I going to say this? Structurally on ES looking pretty good. They're going to try and pop these flat top highs here by the looks of it. That 400 level is massive, big level. They trade through that, they're going to look for a 20-point run higher. ES is not up at the highs right now. So there's your pop. So they've traded through that now, cleaned out all those stops. Now, is there continuation? Does ES want to find a bid? Or is this the clear out now for the pullback deeper? So if they can't hold this level, they might pull back deeper under all this, especially if ES starts failing. See, they keep adding more up higher. Question for you folks. These in the image you're looking at now, where I've got these adverts running, would it be more beneficial to have a tiny little book map up there so you can see the levels, or would it be too small and it would be pointless? So for example, where my Flow Zone System Pro advert is right now, would it be better to have a little book map there so you can see the levels? Or is it just nice when I flick over and show you them and you don't need it all the time? Always open to feedback. Always a mixture. Okay. You'd like a little ES in the corner. Interesting. Okay. All right, ES about to test this short-term low it put in. It's still holding flow zones to the upside. This low at 62 is key on ES. NQ with relative strength right now. The whole market is green. So remember, if there is any dive that happens down here, it is a short-term pullback, which is likely to be absorbed at some point on volume. The volume shelves right now are stacking at 375, 350, and then all the way down at 300. So 375, failing that, can trade down to 350, failing that, down to 300. Seeing Bookmap would be a visual to understand where you're seeing buyers and sellers. I would like to be able to see Bookmap. Didn't even trade down to 75 yet, not testing that level. Higher highs and higher lows still. If you're going to look for a short today, just know you're trading counter trend. So that means see money, take money, stops in the money. If you're looking for a short today, if it's a failure of 75, then you've got a room to 50. It can trap in this level here. All right. So if you're going to take one, just know it's the hardest trade in the book because you're playing a rotation off the highs for a pullback leg. You're trying to time the top. It's the hardest trade in the book. Easier trade will be just to wait and let it put in a base and then go for the next move up. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, John. I can squeeze the two ads into one and I can add a book map for you there. That's exactly what I was thinking. So ES holding that low so far. So sellers have tried twice now to break down under 62s on ES, 6362, and have failed. Structurally on ES looks really good because if they bulls come in here, it's got a very nice bull flag. It looks very different to NQ. We talk about structurally, look at this. This is a nice two leg and they're holding this. All right, so if ES starts to get going and shorts have been trying to force this move here and they don't get it, it gets a squeeze. That's a much nicer structure right now for bulls. And even a liquidation break here, they've built lots of liquidity in a tight range here. If you compare that to NQ, this is much deeper. Someone got stuck. There's the trade up to 420. Someone got stuck. Okay, Bookmap just went, hey, we're out of here. Bookmap literally just cleaned out and went straight up to 420 seller. That is hilarious. That's what I'm saying. It's the hardest trade in the book. Was there news there? Was that just someone stuck? Fear and greed has come out. We are at extreme greed. Who'd have guessed? I'm not seeing any other news so far, so it's probably just someone stuck. Someone just said, hey, we can't sit in this any longer. Which is unfortunate because we didn't get really a very good setup here. And like I talked about, ES, what a beautiful setup that is. This is the type of thing you want. 2 legs, little sweep here, higher low. There's your flag. Thanks very much. Liquidity to aim for. That is an easy layup trade. This is not an easy layup trade. It's very, very different. Okay, where's the ES heading for? 70s, 74s, 85. Wow, big sellers up here on ES. Big sellers. Wonder if that's where it's ultimately trying to get going to. Very possible. Okay, so reaccumulation here. So are they going to hold this shelf? This is the measured move. Remember, we've had this in since last week. This is based on the daily range. Trump must have said something. Yeah, I had a look. I couldn't see anything. Doesn't mean I'm correct. I haven't seen anything come out. So into the measured move. These are fibs based on daily levels. These are 2 and 161 extension and 1.5 extensions, right? So they're standard deviation and fib extensions based on that big daily range we put in for like, I don't know, 7 to 10 days. They also line up with Confluence on today's pullback where we found that dip and drove out of, and from the high of Friday down to low of Friday. So there's lots of Confluence in here. You'll probably see a little bit of profit taking in here. Let me just reply to my wife here. Okay, ES trying to hold its old high here that we just spiked through, 69s. MAG all green, exuberant market, drifting upside, VIX failing further and further down into its gap right now. No reason to be thinking about shorts. We're in a strong bullish uptrend here this morning. I'm waiting for a deeper pullback to buy right now. But if you're a momentum player, you can. We're holding this quite well. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. We're holding flow zones, but you're running out of room now into this measured move. Unfortunately, I was waiting from this point here, hoping we'd give a nice dive down into an area I could find a bear trap. can hear my dog crying here. Give me a second, folks. Sorry about that. Okay. Still holding this channel. Just grind. What's this telling me? This is telling me shorts keep guessing the tops right now. All right, shorts guess the top. Thought they were in, got blown out. Guess the top again. Thought they were in, got blown out. Guess the top again. Flat top. Thought they were in, got blown out. Same thing here. Guess the top again. Thought they were good, got blown out. All right. We're in slow grind because shorts keep guessing tops. Now, what I want is a bigger flush down for me to get involved in to scoop this up cheap. Don't really want to buy at this point. We're right into where I've had these measured moves. So this is probably the worst possible location at this point for a buy. Remember, we would be buying the all-time high of the market forever and ever and ever into a possible fib measured move. We don't want to do that. We want to see some form of bear trap, right? Which will probably take place under these levels, something like this, either a back test of this or even a little test under here, which is reclaims and goes higher. That would be ideal. If we're going to do this all day, then it probably means not only did I miss this down here, but my buy signal, which fired right at the open, is very hard to take that. All we needed is one half decent pullback, and it never came. So we just have to sit on hands. If you're still in this with runners, you look great. So you've traded through 400s now. You've come up into this potential measured move. You must be taking some profits. Okay, must be taking profits on the way up. There's clear liquidity that it's heading for. We can check ES. Wow, that has really cleared out underneath, hasn't it? Jesus. So ES coming into a big level here. Just in front of 75, 73, 75. And then you're looking for 85s. All bullish momentum still holding. This channel still holding. Shorts still guessing the top so far. Do not be a hero. Do not be a hero. In that short video at the weekend, you would have seen me talk about it. Do not be a hero. All right, at least half of you watching this right now have not smashed that like button. Come on, folks. Do me a favor, smash that like button. And if you haven't seen, if you're not already a member, you would have seen Nightbot is posting a little link there. I've just started a new newsletter. It'll only go out once a week, Sunday evenings or Sunday afternoons. Right, and in that newsletter, you will find my market outlook on the week, what I'm thinking about trades, possible locations, news coming that week, whether it be earnings or big red folder news, and also any news from the prop firm space or offers that you might be interested in. It's completely free, doesn't cost you anything. All you've got to do is hit the link that Nightbot is posting and sign up. Right, initial balance now set. So technically, we can still go into an IB rotation. So if we fail an auction up here, for example, if we do this measured move and find supply and fail under here and get stuck, then this becomes a highly probable move, either of these. And then maybe we go back to IB high. Who knows? So we're looking at auction theory versus this now because we're in the first 1 hour. So here's your IB low, basically the open. Here's your IB high. We've had no significant pullback. So retracement to here could be likely in an initial balance move if we get a failed auction. If we stay exuberant, then I really don't know what to say. We're just going to keep trapping these shorts. They're going to keep guessing tops and they're going to keep getting blown out and we're never going to pull back. If they keep guessing, we won't pull back. Oh man, it's tough to watch these and not be involved. Grindy, grindy, grindy. Every single little RBA, every minor level is holding. Look. This resistance became support. This resistance became support. This needs to break out and see if this resistance becomes support. The moment one doesn't become support and we start doing this, there is a backside move down to here and here available, especially if there's a failed auction. Remember, if we hold the auction above here, we can keep going and going and going and going because we're in price discovery. We don't know when this is going to stop. The next move really is probably 500 at this point. It is probably 500. Psychologically, it's probably 500. Has anyone checked out the new Tradeify 2.0? I couldn't even get into my site last night. They sent the new passwords and stuff. I had to message them saying it doesn't work. I will like ES pullback 6360. 6360. Yeah. Even deeper, mate. I'd even consider like 57 down to 50s, basically. 53s, 54, 55, somewhere around there. Big RBS level. I read a psych study that said it's more painful to miss out on a move than actually taking a loss. Maybe. Say it's a personal thing. I'm all right. Like, it's annoying, but I'm all right missing out. I would say it's okay. I've got used to it. Roger that, Raf. Yeah, that makes sense. Just can't get over how much better ES looks. Like, look at that ball. Go to a 2-minute chart on ES or even a 1-minute chart. It's just beautiful. The W double bottom after a sweep in the flow zones for the trap of the sellers to drive out. Like, it's just so nice on ES. So good. My feeling is, I don't know if you know this, but I have a Bachelor of Science in psychology, specializing in sports and acute injuries. This is a long time ago, 20 years ago. There's the fail on ES back down to 70s. My feeling is that people's biggest problem in trading is that they're used to this human taught thing where we have to win all the time, like the Lombardian theory, anything like that, win at all costs. That kind of human theory is what causes most people the inability to trade. That's what I think, because they have fear of taking a loss. They don't want to be deemed, they don't like the word losing, basically. Deem yourself a failure when actually taking a loss can be a very good thing. So it's why I talk about in the course all the time. If you take a good loss, if you are managing your risk correctly and you take the loss, you almost need to celebrate it when you first start trading. You need to rewire your brain into understanding that was the correct thing to do. Because if you've taken a good loss, okay, and you get stopped out, and you don't celebrate it and you think that you tell your brain that's bad, then the next time you probably are not going to take that loss, and that's way worse. Okay, ES coming back to flow zones and its RBS level. NQ still sort of basing out here. We're just hanging around the initial balance high. So 25s and 32s on the book for NQ. Just having a look above. Not much above right now. Yeah, that's why it's better to start doing this young. The younger you do this as a skill, the more it would just feel like a game. Let's say any game that you've played, whether it's Call of Duty, Sonic the Hedgehog, Tetris, whatever it is, all games basically have algorithmic processes to win. All right, you have to do certain actions if you are going to win, and those actions don't always seem natural. So if you can program your brain to do unnatural things, which are in the process of winning, like not chasing, not getting FOMO, not picking tops, all right, and just waiting, then you are likely to be a better trader. And it's much easier to do that when you're younger, because A, you're more willing to learn when you're younger, and B, you don't have any financial pressure. You don't understand finances. If you get a 10-year-old and you teach them what to do, they'll probably be a better trader because they have no understanding of what money is and its worth. And that's actually what you want. You don't want to be trading your P&L. You want to be trading the process. Yeah, totally agree, Raf. Raf saying, I think people that have the fear of losing is because they chase the market, and because anyone who trades their edge doesn't have fear. Yeah, you just got to wait. Once you know you've got edge, it doesn't matter if a day goes without you. It's just one day. You can do this your whole life. Okay, all right. Let's say I don't take a trade today. It does this whole move without me. All right, big deal. I'll come back tomorrow. We either get a continuation, or we get consolidation, or we get a pullback leg. Something's going to happen tomorrow where it's going to give me the ability to maybe take a trade, even if I don't get something today. So ES just swept an internal low. It's starting to get stuck here. Tesla's starting to sell here a little bit, folks. Still liquidity above here. They've still left that liquidity above. $25, $27, $32 on the book. Here's the retest of the initial balance. ES quite clearly rotating away from initial balance, right? It's a bigger rotation on ES. NQ, I'm not convinced about. Still holding flow zone, still doing high, 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 low, high, 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 low, even on the lower time frame. Question is, at what point does it peak out, if at all? That was a retest of IB, which definitely you saw some failure in. There's still liquidity higher. So if you're an initial balance trader, you know, this might be piquing your interest. I don't like it because it's against very strong momentum on the day. My computer has just gone mad and has just drawn in grey circles on NinjaTrader. What the hell is going on? Okay, I'm going to have to close this down. That is absolutely bizarre. Never seen that before. Reload that. Oh, this looks like a computer issue. Graphics issue. See if it reboots properly. There we go. It's better. Back to normal. All right, so failing IB so far. No hold above it. Still building liquidity though, and they are still have liquidity to search for above if they want. We're still not producing any lower lows or lower highs, but we have failed IB. So if you're an IB trader, I guess technically you could think about that, but I'm not convinced yet. All the time. I've got a problem here, folks. I've got a problem. This might be a whole computer, but I've got a major problem here. I don't know if you can see that. It's like, what is that? What is going on? There's a graphics card issue. That's not good. Okay, testing trend. 400s here key. If they fail 400s, we might come and sweep 70s like we talked about. So your initial balance trade might be playing out here. You're still just sort of dangling around these key areas though. That looks like a computer issue, doesn't it? Dang, man. What is going on? I can't do a full reset because that would mean killing the stream. Okay, so a little dip under, still holding flow zones, coming back for this level now. ES filled a little imbalance on the M1, M2. Didn't fill the whole thing, trying to find a bid to get back to IB high right now. Like I said, there's still liquidity. You can still see it on the book. There's still liquidity up high. It's not like they've taken all the liquidity and then they're looking for a big dip right now. Big buyer just came in there, 157 lot. Where was he? I don't see it printed. Was it on the ES? Yeah, it was here. $400. You can see them stacked here at 400, big level. Tesla's starting to sell a bit more now. 0.38% down. Nvidia only 0.25% up at this point. Rest of the market very strong. Microsoft as well, actually only 0.25% up. Rest of the market is strong. Tradeify works now. That's good to know, Marek. The buys here 400 and 390 on the book. Not convinced. I am not convinced of any counter trend yet. I just want to wait, let it puke out if it wants to. Testing the same low again, 403s to 400s. Buyers here. Do they want to absorb and have one more shove up? ES looks strong after that rebalance. It's holding price quite well right now. There's some buyers coming back in. No clear failure for me. It's just like, again, if you're an initial balance trader, maybe this is nice. But like we haven't taken out this low here. And this low made this high. So for me, this is just building liquidity. But if you're playing the initial balance setup, that is a technical setup. It's there to take. There's the tap into 400. Bidding off it so far. We just talked about that guy on the book. So he just absorbed that very quickly. Just want to see if I'm worried about this, folks. I don't know if this is a graphics card or what it is, or a Ninja problem. Why has it done this a weird color? I cannot see anything. Hopefully a reset will just fix it after the stream. So back down to forwards 400 again, folks. They snap here, they might run these lows down to 370. It's possible. It's possible. If they start rotating, these are the levels you're looking for. ES still holding on, so no shove down on ES yet. This is volume now. Point of control right here on the day, 94. So that's deemed fair value right now. Just for this day's session so far, 94, 95. Big volume area. See it right here. All right, we've built lots of volume here. Failing under this, this is where there's a bigger move down. So you want to be careful here from 400 to 75. They can trap and hold. I'm still not convinced, man. ES is holding on really well here. Remember, if you're in that IB short, you are in a see money, take money environment. If you can get to VWAP, that is a bonus right now. But if they trap down here and take it back to higher day, you don't want to give your whole move back. So if you've taken that initial balance rejection, make sure you're paying yourself something because you are counter trend. You're 20 points up. I know it's not a big move, but make sure you're, or at least protect your profits. Let's put it that way. At least protect your profits. How long we got? 10 minutes until, or 12 minutes to a new hourly bar. Tests are about to go red to green. So back green again on the day. Rest of the market's still green. Let me have a quick look at what that mag looked like actually. Apple pulling back to VWAP. Meta basing at highs. Microsoft basing at highs. Amazon basing at highs. Google basing at highs off VWAP. Tesla under VWAP weaker. Nvidia trying to hold its VWAP right now. Still holding this volume shelf that we've built all the way down to 75. We're still holding this. We're trading at point control. This is where the most volume has been traded in this session so far, is right now. Under 75, like I talked about, it gets thinner down to 50, and then under 40, it gets thinner all the way down to 300. starting to see lower lows and lower highs, lower time frame. High time frame, just a pullback like we talked about. See if we can get down to 70s. And then what we do there, because there's thin structure underneath that. So I want to see if we hold VWAP in 70s or rotation back towards the highs or not. So the IB rotation looks like it might play out for you, those who took it. ES still holding on really well. We're just going to come and challenge these late bulls. And this will be the key area here. Failing here, 50s, failing there, all the way back down. We give the whole move back from today. It's possible, folks. It's possible. Unlikely, but it's possible. We've seen it do it before. Yes, finding a bid here so far. Just trying to find a bid. Yeah, same Raf. It's annoying. It does one really good impulsive move. Big impulsive move, and then shorts get trapped, and we go grind and grind and grind and grind and grind. And now we're probably going to do a pullback, wash out the late bulls, and then probably trap to go higher, I would imagine. If you're an initial balance trader, it's paid you. You know, you could have traded this like we talked about, 20s, risking 5 points, and you know, you're up 30 points. It's not bad. I mean, it's very good in terms of RR. It's not a trade I love, but it's there. It's a counter trend initial balance rotation after we've taken out all levels at their all-time highs. That's a tricky trade, but it's paying. It's a legit setup. Failed auction above IB is a legit setup back towards VWAP, which is what we're currently trying to do. Took it myself, just 2 micros, 1 runner left, stopping the money. Hey, Ryan, beautiful. Beautiful work. Like I said, you only need one strategy to get paid. And if that's your strategy, you're getting paid right now. That's all that matters. We're going to wash these late buys out at this point. Starting to move lower to test that shelf now, that blue line. Tesla red. Pull back in the market here. You can see Nvidia pulling back, Microsoft pulling back. Remember, under here, it gets very thin. They don't protect these levels here. This is a straight up move. This can be a straight down move. Seven minutes left to a new hourly bar as well, folks. Sorry. Still coughing. Okay, I'd say I'd be watching 400s to see if they sell this. If they sell 400s, they're going to look for that move towards sort of 75s and 60s. If they reclaim 400s, then maybe they start triggering a squeeze, 402, 405s. But if they sell 400s, then you might get that next leg down. Which so far you're seeing them trying to sell 400s. You could do a trend line from here. It's rejecting it. Flow zone, same thing. Yeah, VIX is still trading low of day. It's the one thing I'd say. VIX is still trading low of day. It's a bit worrying seeing that. 1652s. It's trying to close its gap. It's not done it yet. So it's selling while NQ's also selling. and ES is sort of stuck. So it's not a Confluence moment right now. Lots of buys here on ES from 65 to 62, and then a bit of space to 60 and 58, but lots of buyers down here, 65 to 62. They're trying to absorb the tape right now. So here's the retest of 400 coming. I'd say 402s is kind of key. This kind of level here, where we put in a little peak and then failed. This level here, 402, somewhere around there. This is the kind of level where if they're going to sell it, they're going to need to sell it. If not, they're going to go right back to the upside. Like I said, VIX, new lower day. That's what I'd be majorly worried about right now if I was thinking about a short to view up. Is VIX is trading lower day. It's not trading upside. Man, I've got something in my eye here. So this is key here, this level here that we're trading into. They will need to reject this if they're going to look for that rotation to clean these players out. Otherwise, a reclaim of this is a reclaim of point of control, and it's where these sellers sold from. 404s, anywhere around there. These buyers got to here. It's those buyers who got flushed out. If they resell break even, we go lower. If we reclaim, we're going back to high of day. Just basic psychology at this point. Who's in control? And VIX is continuing to trade downside here. That's not what you want to see if you're thinking about a short. You do not want to see VIX trading downside, but it's what's happening. So far, nice rejection of those sort of 402, 403s, but no confluence. Starting to base out now, starting to build liquidity in this kind of area. You're seeing that sell signal. Remember, it's counter trend. It is a counter trend sell signal. You will only be seeing it on the 1 minute, and you have support structure here. Remember, deep pullback flow zones, view up, and a possible RBS level and volume is all there, just as a reminder. Oh, this is starting to feel like last week where it just slows right down. I guess the volume's gone. Yeah, well, not too bad. Not too bad. I want this trap lower, man. I don't want to buy up here. I want this much lower if we're going to trap in shorts. Still rejecting trend so far, still rejecting flow zones, still rejecting those 402s. That's the key. I'd say 402 to 410 is the key trigger point for a squeeze. Oh, I know what's happened. I know what's happened. Oh my God. Ninja Trader's fucked again. I've realized what's happened though. Close this down again. It's the AI enhanced trader. That's what it is. This thing's fucked. What's happened here? Anyone else had issues with that this morning? The AI enhanced trader for Ninja? Something's happened there. That's what it is. That's what it is. I've worked out what it is. Whenever I move my mouse now, everything behind it's going white. I have a question. If I buy an valuation account on any prop firm and I want to trade on TradingView, do I need to buy TradingView as well? You don't need to buy TradingView. TradingView is free. So you can have TradingView and you just connect. You need to make sure whatever evaluation you buy it on Tradeify, and then you need to connect that to TradingView. Yours is okay, Clint. Mine is like drawing white circles behind, and when I go to the strategy, the indicator, weird. Maybe a reset would sort it. Don't you need to have upgraded live data on TradingView? No, because it's pulling your data from Tradeify, which is free if you bought an evaluation account. So the CME data from Tradeify is free. So if you buy, let's say, Tradeify, and you buy a Tradeify account and you log in onto Tradeify via TradingView, you will not need to buy data. It's free. Data on those eval accounts is free. Same on all everywhere. The only time that would change when you get moved to a live account. They will charge you data fees. Yeah, there you go. Buy an eval account for Tradeify, not Rhythmic. That's exactly it. All right, just still stuck sideways here. I want to see it dunk under and reclaim for me to think about anything else. ES is holding very, very well. We've still not triggered through this level. You can see this level here where buyers came in. Make sure I'm on the right chart. Buyers came in, buyers tried again. We sold through them. We tested, we sold through them. We tested, we sold through them. We're not making lower lows. We haven't come and tested this volume shelf down here yet, which is basically 76, 75s, which is VWAP. MAG is all green other than Tesla is 0.25% down. 1 minute flow zones have turned bearish, but I think everything else would be fine. 2 minutes fine, yeah, and there you go. Everything else still in bullish order flows, just the 1 minute. So it's just a pullback right now, nothing more than that. Correct, it's not putting a lower low. It's putting a higher low here so far, but this is volume being trapped here at this point. I still don't love the long. I want to see us trade down into here and see if we find a little trap under here, or if we're going to trade deeper into 50s here, or even all the way down. If we fail under here, there's a move to 50. If we fail 50, there's a move to 300. Right now, there is a move down to here if they're going to let it happen. If they trap here, it's nasty because they're trapping, that means, at point of control. Here is your volume built up on the day. All right, they're trapping where they've built volume. So you can see from this day, we had volume down here. From the open, we went thin. Little bit of volume, thin. volume, and thin. So above 405s, we're thin, and below 378. So 405s to 375. That is your volume shelf. That is the battle right now where they're building liquidity. Either we get a liquidation break or a break. Be right back, folks. I'm going to get a refill of my coffee. Yeah, if you want to trade multiple accounts on that, you will need to use a trade copier that has an online server, like Trader Sync, or whatever it's called, Trade Syncer. Just know that's in beta version. And there's lots of people that have had some issues with it. But a normal trade copy, if you're going to trade Tradeify on TradingView, a normal trade copy will not work. Okay, we stab lower then, lower low, and instantly reclaimed. ES is trying to go upside right now. So again, divergence at play. Look at the VIX. Look at the VIX. It is trying to close its gap. That is your gap fill right here. VIX is trying to close all the way down to PDC right now. Okay, some bigger selling starting here. Microsoft just went green to red, folks. So this is the move now. So if you took this initial balance, please start paying yourself here. Please start paying yourself some money here. Okay, please, 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 please. It's a great trade that you've just taken. What will happen here if this is nuts with the timing? If VIX fills the gap and finds a bid, then ES should start selling. This is the crazy thing. So I'm watching all three because I'm interested what they're going to do here. Buyers here at 75 down to 70s. And then nothing really down to 25. So buyers here 75 down to 70s and then not much down to 25. Yeah, really, we have to hold 70s here for me, or we can dip under it. We can dip under 75. Is it 75? We can dip under 75 and instantly find a bid and turn back upside. That would be a good trap. But if it starts to get trapped under 70, there is very, very thin structure all the way down to 300. Man, how are they going to time this with VIX? This is the thing. What are they going to do? Well, the measured move was pretty good, I'll tell you that much. That worked out pretty well. James, it's not an indicator, it's a ticker. Yeah, it's an actual ticker. So volatility S&P 500 index. That's what you want. So you put it in the same way you type in ES or NQ or SPY. So into the deep pullback flow zones, this is the key area here. I would like a break of this and a reclaim. That would be the perfect move. It might not do it because ES looks like it's in a hurry now. What do you mean 10 to 4? Just this one here, mate. TVC is fine. So VIX, the TVC one is fine. Yeah, exactly. New York Anchor VWAP looks good, doesn't it? Deep pullback flow zones. If we go to a 2 minute, they'll probably be right on the money. Oh, they're a bit deeper, actually. Interesting. Yeah, somewhere around here. I need ES to chill out and come down. You can make it really simple. We can get rid of these as we failed them. Volume wise, 402s. So this level here, I'm going to move this down a bit. We're drawing a new one in so it doesn't get in the way. 402 here. This level here is massive level based on volume. If we keep rejecting that, then all these guys remain stuck all day long. So if we reclaim that, we go for new highs. If we keep rejecting this, we're going to rotate. And these guys are trapped right now. We talked about this, didn't we? Buyers came in. Now you can see how I see it. Buyers came in, we push up, they come back down, they double dip, we come under them, they're forced to sell, they get their breakout, break-even trade here to get out, and now they're underwater. So everyone above 402s is currently underwater. ES looks very strong here. It's trying to get back up to its initial balance high at the moment. VIX pretty much just filled its gap, folks. Same RAF. I've taken one trade. It was just a buy and a sell instantly just to get, what do you call it? A flip day in to make sure that I've traded today. Yeah, same. It's tricky when they do the big move out the gate and then we go grindy. It makes it hard, but hopefully we'll get something here. Hopefully we get something here. The ES book is not lopsided at the moment. It's packed, equal both sides. So we're finding balance here at the moment. We're just trading at point of control. Where we are right now is where we've traded the most volume on the day, which means it's value. Okay, it's a reason there's no big moves away from it yet. We are trading at value. If value traders get stuck, we'll get a bigger move. But right now we're just trading at value between these two levels while it builds out. VIX trying to find a bid off PDC after closing its gap. This is precarious. If VIX closes its gap and starts trading upside, in theory, ES should start selling. They're just right here at PDC right now. They're trying to see if it's going to hold. If they don't hold PDC, they can go PDL, in which case ES has more upside. Hit down here. That's crazy, dude. This move was crazy. Buy signal, boom, gone. It's just gone. There's just nothing to play off. Any dip here I was looking for. Any dip back into this area here I was looking for. What are you going to do? Man. It's just how it is sometimes, you know. I would rather stick to my strategy, stick to my process, not have a trade today. If that's the case, hopefully we'll get one. Just come back tomorrow and do the same thing. It's not a big deal. It is not a big deal. Today's flying past and I'm doing nothing. All right, do we build liquidity here to go higher? Do they reclaim that key? Do the 70s and sell 70s to 50s, sell 50s, we go 310. These are the questions for the market. But overall, I just got a failure on OBS notice. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Overall, momentum's bullish, isn't it? It's very bullish. Still not through those 400s, not through 402s. Not dipped down into 370s yet or 350s. It's tricky, tricky, tricky. Tell you what we won't do today, those terrible quizzes. Those are the easiest things I've ever seen. And then a random one, just so weird. They weren't even questions. I tried to find some over the weekend. They just got worse and worse. But I think because they're written by people to tell to their families. So the question's like, what is my favorite color? Stupid. Green, of course. Money. Okay, it's trying to build inverse head and shoulders. Still not through trigger point squeeze here, though. VIX right is PDC right now, folks. It's right there. It is right there. We're just trading backwards and forwards between 480 right now. We haven't tested the 70s or 50s. Haven't got to the VWAP yet. Feels like it wants to get to that VWAP, doesn't it? It feels like it wants to get there. VIX now trying to bounce off PDC. This is what I'm talking about. This is why timing is going to be hard. If VIX starts going upside, ES might start selling. It might start dragging NQ deeper down with it. Big if, but that's what I'd consider at the moment. Feels like they want to sell this and come and wash those players out at 70s. Bid still on the tape, 80, 75, 70. Those are the buyers on the tape right now. Not much deeper than that in the immediate future. And sellers are at 400, 410. So just trap between those two levels until it makes a decision. It's something that YouTube added. I think it's like the people that have spoke the most today, I think. So I think, Bowden, you're number 1 because you've probably typed the most, and Raf number 2. I think that's what it is. And it resets each day. It's nothing that I've put on. It's some new feature YouTube have done. Still holding these 80s and 75s. So that last post from Nightbot in chat, that's your free weekly newsletter every Sunday for those interested. Completely free. So if you're not in Discord, that's the closest analysis you're going to get. If you're not a member, that's the closest you're going to get. Is that king or queen there? I can't quite tell there. All right, still holding higher low here. Still holding old trend line now. Deep pullback flow zones. VIX trying to find a bid here. Like none of the market lining up right now in terms of Confluence. ES looks like it wants to go for high of day. Just trapped between these two levels. You can see it. Cannot get through this squeeze trigger, and we haven't drifted down for like a good bear trap and a good wash under here. So this area here is kind of no man's land for me. Nice one, John. Well, you'll get one next Sunday. Man. How much does this feel like the last few weeks, folks? It's like big move out the gate and then nothing. There's nothing. I want to get long. I really want to get long if they will trap. All right. Where I would be cautious is if we don't trap at 70s and 50s and we keep selling, obviously I'm not going to get long because that means we can fill this whole higher time frame. All right. If we're not fill all the way, what is this? This shouldn't be here. We can fill all the way down to here. So I'm looking for some form of trap. And I just got OBS disconnected again. Can everyone hear me? Hopefully you can all hear me. Some form of trap. If we get stuck here, this is possible. Can you all hear me okay? I'm worried I've got something going on. That's the second time OBS has told me it's freaking out. That's weird. Time for a reset after this stream, I think. Reset the whole comp. That's good. That's good. Good. Okay, starting to see tapering here again. There's your down channel. There's sideways. We're waiting for some form of action. Base above here. Trap below here. Stuck below here. Any of those moves, I'm interested. In here, I'm not going to get chopped up. What does Alex not like doing? He doesn't like trading ranges, even on the lower time frames. If we start peaking above here and building this, then this play here is very, very possible. If we keep rejecting that, we keep doing this. If we get up below here and reclaim, this trap is probably a very good long up to high day. If we get below here and we reject, okay, then there's probably a trade down to here, or definitely to this part here. Okay, and then if we stay heavy, we're going to melt and give back this whole move, which is a giant squeeze. But really, ideally, because we want to stay pro-trend, we want something like this. Something like this. That would be a really good pro-trend move, especially if we can do a second leg like that. What we don't want is too much liquidity built up here. ES going for higher day here, folks. VIX trading under PDC now. ES going for higher day. Maybe NQ will start trying to participate. So we're playing the weak one here so far. Even though NQ's up 0.75% on the day, it's the strongest in the market other than RTY. It is not at a higher day right now. Oh, I'm so sorry. Very, very sorry. Right, let's do that again. What I would like is some form of trap under here and a reclaim. And then the next trigger will be over this and a hold for higher day push. If we keep rejecting this, this is boxed in. This is building volume. And then we're either looking for this, or we're looking for this, or this. This area here, I don't really want to participate in a trade in, although it looks like, because ES is showing strength, this is going to try and break out now. So here goes ES, back to high of day. What's on the book on ES? Sellers here, 71, 73, 75, and then 80 on ES. So 400 still hit key here on NQ. Yes, not quite taking out initial balance high and high of day yet. It's trying. Looks like the better trade the last week has been right after the opening range in the direction of opening range. Well, that's fairly common, but I mean, that is, in terms of a classic opening range, well, there's your close above. You're going to have to buy this and give the risk all the way down really to here. Here's your swing low. So that is horrible unless you're buying the breakout there without a close above, which technically is not the right way to trade it, but it's obviously worked today. So 400, 410 still here. This level here is still key. This is where buyers got trapped before. If we start basing above that, then what you're going to have is a move like this: internal, external, higher low, trap, hold. Then we can maybe get upside. Yeah, orb me didn't set up. Got to see a retest up. Yeah, exactly. Normally how you play orb is a closure outside of the orb, and then you're either playing straight after that closure or you're taking a retest of the opening range. When we go for a giant squeeze outside the orb, like this is a big candle outside the orb, right? If you're going to take that long, you've got to be willing to risk all the way down here. It's not how I like to play it. I like this to come and base and then go. Or even just base here a bit and then do this move rather than straight out the gate. Right, you can see this is still holding up for now. All right, where those buyers are trapped, it's still holding up. ES is still not through initial balance high. So there's still no trigger for a squeeze here. I'm going to delete this now. I don't need that. VIX finding a bid now. Reclaiming PDC. Traded under PDC, trading back above PDC. ES having another attempt here to break out of its highs. ES wants to get going while the VIX is trying to reclaim, which is hilarious. So all-time high here on ES, It's looking for a break above all-time high here on ES. It's looking to squeeze out above, and then how we act afterwards will be important. Do we then base out above? Still trading 400s, still trading into where those buyers were stuck earlier. Remember, this is where buyers were stuck earlier. ES now getting going. Could assume it's going to trade into 75s or attempt. What's on the book? Yes, 75s here. Lots of selling up here. 145 lot just sold. So your 200 lot 73, and then 75, then 100 lot 76, 25, and another 100 lot. They're just stacking hundreds all the way up. Still not through this squeeze trigger point, right? We're still not through it. So for me, even though that buy signal is going, it's very risky right now to be thinking about a buy. Especially if ES is going to take this liquidity and then fail with VIX trying to go upside. This is not a good buy zone. Remember, ES has just taken out high of day and then traded back inside. So you can see what I'm talking about. Right, we just took high of day, swept that liquidity, trading back inside. If they start letting go of this as a bigger roll, and VIX is starting to try and find some bottoms here. All right, long way to go, but it is trying to. So I'm just aware of how this market's operating right now. If we think about it, we've stolen liquidity on the ES and we're trading back inside so far. That's a failed break above the high of day and above initial balance high. VIX is trying to base off his low and squeeze, which means what? That might add sell pressure onto ES. And we're in sort of no man's land on the NQ at the moment while it makes its decision by building liquidity. I would normally say we're going to go upside. The only thing is VIX is paying me off that it's done this move. We haven't balanced any candles here. If you look at like an M5 or M15 on NQ, really you want to see it trade back down to that the opening range for it to rebalance. Something was wrong with my CVP on Bookmap. Figure column. Chart range volume. Weird. My Discord name should just be Flowzone Trader. Flowzone Trader. Yeah, I agree. No reason to sell right now. Big earnings week coming up. Nothing spooking the market at this point. I think seasonally there'll be a sell coming soon, but it would be like a profit-taking sell. Okay, back into this level again. Watching to see if ES is going to base above initial balance high. Richard, I have an average on accounts of 235. Very nice, mate. I'm done for the day. Well played, my friend. There you go. 235. Base hit win. On to the next one. You go again, right? We've got 25 minutes till lunch here. Here's 402s. Number 405, 410, 425, all on the book here if we're going to get a squeeze up higher through these levels. You can see we've just taken out some liquidity up here. This is where the buyers were stuck. We need to get above and base. It's as simple as that. If we're not going to put in a trap, we need to get above and base. At the same time, basically, you'd want to see ES get above the initial balance high and base. It's above it. Can it base up here? Is it able to base up here? Or is this just going to be sold into more profit taking? Like, is every high going to be sold into to lock in some profits? That's the question. So they're going to go for 410s here. It looks like 410s and then 425s if they can get going. Those deep pullbacks held really well. I'm going to see one more deep pullback in and then see buyers flood back into the market. Here goes ES back testing its initial balance high now. This is key. Failing here, then going to be very hard to get a trade for the rest of the day. No base above for us yet. And ES not able to base above IB high. It's got 22 seconds left in this candle. Reclaiming 400s. ES still at its IB high, just sort of sat there right now. Mag all green again, folks. We should be trying to squeeze upside. We've got to get above this area. This is where buyers were stuck this morning. We have to get above that, and then we would expect to break through all of that because we're thin volume if we can get above. If we can't get above, then the name of the game will be to keep these buyers stuck all day. You could argue that this is just one leg. It might need a second leg lower before reclaiming. It's possible. Yes, James, it's just for people who do the course. Need everyone to trade the same way. If you go on my YouTube, you'll see what you get in the course. So if you do the course, you get this 20-hour course. You get the flow zone indicator or a version of this, and you get Discord for life. And then we do private lessons in there for free in Discord. So right now it's 649. If you use code FCT, I think it would give you 10% off at the moment. So basically $600. One-time fee. And you can just head over to flowzonetrader.com. Everything is on there if you're interested. And you can see the whole course syllabus. You can see everything on there. You can check it out on Trustpilot. You can see the reviews. So still not through this level. It's tagged it, but it's not through it. Okay, we're not basing above into this area. These buyers up here from, let's say, 10:20 this morning until 10:44, so like a good 20 minutes, are still stuck right now. Anyone who bought high is still stuck right now. We are still technically just in an initial balance. We have not tested technically the VWAP. The normal trade to VWAP technically has not taken place yet. ES is showing relative strength. VIX new low of day here. ES is trying to hold its IB high for a break above. I'm not convinced yet, but that's what it's trying to do. I will be more convinced when we get above this sort of short-term supply. Yeah, nice, James. No worries. Well, I look forward to working with you. Obviously, if it's not for you, that's also fine. I'm here every single day. Nice, Miguel. Good work, mate. See you tomorrow. Is a retest of 402s again. Right, so they're trying to get to 410. The small selling at 405. Most of the selling is at 10s, and then above that is 25s. So if we're going to go for it, this is what it needs to do. Get through here, base above, start squeezing for high of day. Remember, you've got lunch 20 minutes away, folks. ES cannot get a base above initial balance high right now. So one thing I'd be slightly concerned about. We are showing that, look, we're trying to curl and do it. I'm just saying ES is not above that key level. It's just trading at it. It wants to go. It's just we can't get Confluence here. Cannot get any Confluence here. No reprice of that 15-minute imbalance. No reprice of the hourly. No tap of the anchor VWAP, the New York session VWAP. No bear trap down there. Just a reclaim so far, but not through here and not through IB. And ES is really struggling to hold above initial balance at this point. So I'm very aware that if they want to do a new leg, this would be one leg, retrace, new leg, would probably be a measured move. So if we think about the size of this leg, if they're going to do it, let me draw it. Come on. You are such a pain. Really, Trading View, you're really going to do me dirty like that. There we go. Okay, so if we're going to do this again, it would be a deeper move, wouldn't it? 330s. So I'd hazard a guess we don't go that far. I'd hazard a guess we'd go somewhere in here if we break down. Again, here is your liquidity building phase. High time frame is bullish. We're above all the key algorithms, all right? Above every key algorithm right now. Is the course based on market profile? The course is 20 hours, so it takes you through everything. So we start very basic principles of all markets. All right, so the course is just based on principles that if you know nothing, it starts you from the very beginning of how markets work. And then we build up through understanding structure, through understanding SNRs, through understanding traps, use of liquidity. This one, yeah, this is anchored to the New York Open, right? So this is the average price of participants since the Open, right? This is your 24-hour. This is since the Open. But K-Sync 9, if you go onto my website and click buy, don't panic. If you just click buy, it will take you through and show you the course syllabus. In fact, I can probably post it here for you to make it easier, because it seems like there's a few of you interested. So let's just get it up for you. No worries, John. Okay, still getting stuck at where those buyers were stuck intraday so far. We're still stuck there. How do I show you this? No. Preview curriculum. Okay, can you see this? Let me know if that link works for you. Hopefully it works. That's the curriculum, so you can see everything there. And then obviously we add in private lessons as well in Discord, right? So once you're a member, you get everything else for free, and we do private lessons in Discord. So if there's anything you don't understand, we go through it in Discord. So the last, I don't know, last week or the week before, I can't remember, team. When was it? Was it last week? We did a private lesson, and then just before I got back, before I went on vacation, we did a private lesson. So we're trying to do them more and more regularly. But it's a supportive group. It's not just me in there. There's other mentors in there to help. Week before I left, yeah. Okay, still holding dips, still not through key level. ES still underneath initial balance. VIX still trapped. In futures, like 3 or 4 years. Before that, well, 3 years. Before that, I was trading small caps. I was swing trading first, then small caps, then large caps, then futures. Still basing here. How long we got till lunch? 15 minutes. New 15-minute candle here, folks. So it's 400 level, 405. You can see them. They're still on the book. Okay, these are the sellers. 405, 407, 410. They're looking to get filled on pops through there, which will be a little bleed out through here and then trying to sell. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to lock in profits. We have relative strength. ES is all the way up here. Think about it. ES is above initial balance high right now. VIX is still stuck at the PDC. So we need to convert these guys, right? These people here, we need to convert them into buyers. So the buyers that are stuck and the sellers that are short, we need them, instead of to keep selling here, we need them to convert into buyers, or they can sell hard, which is also fine, and we get that trap play down here. So we get leg 1, leg 2, and then we wait for a recovery. So that very simply will be leg 1, leg 2 under a key level somewhere between 70 and 50, and then we'd look for a recovery for the rest of the day. Yeah, very, very simple. If we get that, that would be the easy trade. I've got a feeling they are not going to give us an easy trade today. Keep saying I fannied around and was inconsistent for about 5 years before I took the flow zone course. I wish it was the first course I took, but it wasn't available. It's the only way I trade now. Yeah, I think Coop was the first one to do the course for me. I've known Coop a long time. But the course is excellent. The best course on futures trading I've taken. Thank you very much, my friend. Very kind of you. I think the key thing is beyond the course. It's what's offered beyond the course. Like I genuinely care about my students. I'm not one of these guys trying to sell you something and move on. I genuinely care about the success of my students. So I'm in that Discord all the time trying to help you, whether it be in the afternoon sessions or whether it be, personal messages with each of you to check in. This journey of trading is about more than just money. It's also self-improvement. Yeah. Trading will teach you a lot about yourself, the ugly truths about yourself that you didn't know existed, your bad habits that you didn't even know existed. Yeah, we have some traders doing very well, some newer traders at the moment. Win Lambo, never Lambo for me. Not my style. Like I said, the moment I leave America and move back to Europe, I will be buying myself a 911. But I will just not do it in America. It's just like, I literally dream, or Aston, that's the other one. It's one of those two. Keep it classy, keep it Bond, like the watch. My obsession with James Bond, for any of those who didn't know. So yeah, if and when I move back to Europe, then I'll be buying some fun stuff, but not in America. Anyone who doesn't know, I've been here 5.5 years now. I'm on the West Coast, and it is a bugger. Waking up early morning is not fun. I started getting funded once I got the course. There you go. Richard knows. Yeah, Yeah, Aaron, I'm going to buy myself an LI Auto. In fact, I'll go on the waiting list for Mullen to give that scammy CEO my money that he can just keep pocketing. I think they changed last week. I think they changed from an EV company to something else. I mean, what a joke! If Coop and Razorback are in here, don't know if you remember when I used to like really go for the Mullen Bulls. We'd always be short, and I'd be tweeting about how they're stuck holding the bag, and I'd get so much abuse online, so much abuse. In fact, I can probably find some from back in the day. It's probably still there. What's the ticker for Mullen? MULN? Is it like that? I can't even remember what a ticker is. It's been a long time. What a piece of shit stock that is. Sorry, if any of you are holding it, like, you're fucked. You are. You're never getting out of that thing alive. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. I can't even find it. Horrible stock. Scammy CEO. Yeah, Coop, you remember that. Aaron, I'm coming back from my sister's wedding. I think I fly on the 13th of August. Trader TV guys trade it quite a bit. Yeah, it's good for a trade because people get stuck in it. It's not good for these guys who try and think it's going to be a legit EV company. That thing is never going to be an EV company. Yeah, John, you used to trade that pig. Yeah, it is an absolute pig. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, ERF. It's like the last week, isn't it? Like, there'll be another move here. It's just whether we're here for it. Big move up, consolidation. It's trying to get back to highs. Failing of getting back to highs would be a problem. At the moment, we're failing where buyers are stuck, and we're probably failing 50% of this. Yeah. So we're just stuck in here. This is no man's land in here. So we either need to recover this and start trying to trigger a squeeze with ES showing some strength, or we need a deeper pullback, right, for a new leg down where we're thinking about a bear trap to take it back up, or we're taking that pullback back down. If you're trading the lower time frame counter trend short, and we're 8 minutes or 7 minutes away from lunch now. Thanks, Aaron. So still stuck, same level. This level here, this is where these buyers were stuck. So everyone should understand that. We go over this all the time. Right, this was resistance. We broke through it. It became support. We came back to it. They double dipped, hoping for this. It failed under it. We came back to it. They sold. Okay, so in here, we have short sellers and trap buyers above. This is why this level, lower time frame, is key right now. So really, you can't be long until we break out above and hold, or till we get below and put in a trap and go. Otherwise, long in here is kind of hoping for accumulation, which so far is playing out. High, low, high, low, high, low, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do a sweep before they do anything else, but let's see. We're running out of time, though. How long will I be gone? I think just 5 days, but I will try and get on from there. I will do my best to get on. I'll definitely be in Discord. It won't be like the trip to Spain. I will be more available. It's not like a holiday. It is, but it's to see my family, so it's kind of different. That's funny, that Bowden. If you search for the best futures traders on ChatGPT, like the honorable mentions are me and Sean from Trader TV, which is funny because Sean doesn't even trade futures. I mean, he calls them futures, but he trades the triple Qs, which I guess same but different. But it's triple leverage ETF. It's not really a futures contract, but yeah, I like those guys. I like what they've done for the community. Him and Neil, good people. If I ever go to Canada, I'd love to meet up with them for a beer. I think they're good dudes. Good dudes. Okay, ES still holding potential lower time frame RBS 69s and 70s. We are still just trapped here in a small range. You're in sort of in a 20-point range here, folks. Most of this is from 400 to 80s. This is 20 points. That's all this is, folks, is 20 points. Building liquidity. They will use it one way or another. They will use it one way or another. It will be used. Yeah, he always calls them futures, lol. Have you seen when Sean hit that gigantic bull day back in April? He was in it and generally speechless. He said most money he's ever made. I didn't see that. They used to have a futures trader on there. I'm trying to think of his name. It's going back like 5 or 6 years. What was his name? He legit only traded futures. He traded like futures like we're trading. It's going to annoy me. It's going a long time back. 5 or 6 years ago. Okay, so failing to get through there, like we said, I wouldn't be surprised if we get some sort of sweep. Whether they hold this level or not will be interesting, or if they're going to come back down. Now, notice how the anchor view up has come right up to our key volume shelf now. I found the segment. I found the channel from a Ninja Trader segment. Oh, that's nice. That's good. I think I've got a call later today. So obviously I've got that 4th of August. You'll probably start seeing the promo soon. I'm doing a piece for... Why can't my brain work? Why can't my brain work? I'm doing a piece for Apex on traders who have make consistent money. I forget what it's on. What channel it's on. It will come to me in a minute. And then probably got a call later today or tomorrow to sort out. Austin Silver's asked me to come on ASFX for an interview. Should be fun. Okay, so if they're going to do leg 2, like we said, if this is leg 1, if they get a break of this structure, they can do leg 2. Anywhere under here can be a trap. 70s to 50s can be a trap level. So far, ES is now rejecting initial balance. Look at the VIX. This is why I said you had to watch the VIX. It's trying to reclaim PDC. So this is why being long while VIX is sort of basing out here, trying to turn, is not a good look. So bids now, 80s, 77s, 75s, 70s, 67s, 2 minutes to lunch. This is fun. I mean, they fannied around so much, haven't they? Just got to be disciplined, do what we can. I'm going to use a bathroom, be right back. All right. Starting to see a little bit of a breakdown here towards the anchor, towards this level here. This is what we were talking about. So you got trap volume now up at the highs. If they're going to do a second leg, we have to think about where they come to. ES holding up very, very well. So we're about to sweep the lows here of this internal range right here, which we've done, and into anchor and into volume down here. And ES not joining in. VIX trying to turn upside. We have bids down here at 72s, 67s, and then 50s. So remember, these are trap levels. How we act here is key. We get very thin down here, like we talked about. As we break under 75, we get very thin all the way down to 50. I just want you to be aware of that. Under 75, we are thin to 50. They can trap in and between those ranges. You will need to wait for that trap to play. You do not want to guess the bottom here. If we're going to do it, all right, we do leg down, we recover, we start putting in higher lows, and then we can really start squeezing, because now we've built lots of players into the market up here. If they want to give the whole move back, they can absolutely do it, because this is a straight up move. All right, Tesla now 0.5% down, Nvidia 0.14% down, rest of the market starting to pull back. You're starting to see some profit taking into lunch. I'll stay with you here a little bit longer, just so we can see what we can get here, just in case something sets up. ES still holding up very, very well. All right, very, very well. So here's your anchor VWAP. Here is the volume shelf area. And this is the area they will need to hold if they are going to look for higher prices for the day, from here to 50. If they break that, we're going right back to the open price, I would imagine. You can see it on the book as well, so I can show you. Right, they're going to need to hold these guys here. I would not want to see it trade down into there. They're going to need to hold these guys here. And that is all based on volume. If we look at here, you can see there's a shelf right here. Right, and if we draw that in, or even if we draw it in here off the New York Open, I can just draw one in lower time frame. Where is it? Okay, let's draw this in. So if we go from, where are you? 9:30. Okay, you can see it right there. There's your shelf. That is your value area low. That's where you would like to see the market hold in the New York session. Okay, and it's going to trade from value area low probably back towards point of control, which is 94s. It was sort of 402s. So that's just the New York session value area low. So we're clear on that. So you can see it. They held it. That blue line is there for a reason. Yeah, exactly, Richard. You're right. It just did the initial balance to VWAP rotation. Like, I say that I hate it, but it did it. That was about as good a trade as you could get today. Very tight risk, amazing reward. Look at that. That RR will be massive. It's a great trade. Like we said, I said it when it was there. You can take this. I don't like it, but you can take it. Once it did that, actually, it's probably easier to sit in it versus this level if you took it. So any break here, then we probably trade right the way back down to 50s, and then here, and then point of origin. So you would expect them to try and hold this. It's a great hold. Look at that hold. Perfect. Anyone who took a cheap buy there, you look good. I don't like trading like that. I like trading once I see the trap set up. So obviously I'm not in yet. It's a solid hold so far. Stay with you here a bit longer. I will have to leave though. I can't trade all the way through. I've got to take my pooch out. She's going to need a bathroom break, and unfortunately I have to carry her like an injured soldier that she is right now, with the sling on the back leg. So anyone who's had a dog that's had a TPLO, you'll know what I'm talking about. I know Clint, I don't know how you do it, Clint, because you got huskies. That must kill your back. Absolutely kill your back. All right, and as promised, I will be honest with you. We knew this was going to happen. Anyone who was here the last few weeks, I'm starting to get my Apex accounts unable to approve. I said that would happen. We had that error on the trade copier last Monday. Right, so I'm expecting all my accounts to be rejected. We talked about it. and then I'll just trade another 8 days. That's fine. But I had to put the payout request in to get them rejected so I could trade another 8 days. It's unfortunate, but we expected it. It was expected. I was very open that that would happen. No point lying to you. Once we had that day last Monday, it was max loss for me. It was probable that it would happen. I said it probably traded more than $700 down. Okay, so it looks like they're trying to pick up some of these players down towards 50s like we talked about. No, I didn't blow any of them, mate. I haven't blown any accounts. It's just that I went for a withdrawal after that day. I don't know if you were here last Monday when my trade copier went mental and I hit a max loss, and I knew that that max loss was likely to be more at one point than what they allow. So I had to put in to request the money, knowing that they'd reject me to have that money, and now I can trade another 8 days. So I was very clear with that last week. I made sure that I told everyone I don't want people thinking that that's not the case. You know, it's cost me 8 days trading. It's not a big deal, but I just want to be transparent with you all. That's what's happened. All right, ES is trading right now at its point of control on the session at 68. These are big levels. Can probably drift down to sort of 67s. I would be very concerned under 66s. Value area low for ES is much lower, 63. So it's lagging behind the NQ right now. We're almost at value area low already. ES is lagging behind. My FX accounts did not update on Friday night, Richard said. My balance on the website does not have Friday's trades. Just raise a ticket for that. And any problems, you just let me know and I'll get in touch with them for you. But if you raise a ticket, give it 48 to 72 hours. If it's not adjusted and they haven't replied to you, just hit me in Discord, send me your username, your ID, and send me the ticket number, and I'll get onto them for you. That's one of the other good things about being in Discord is I'm able to talk directly to Apex on behalf of my students when there's an issue. So flushing point of control here on ES, or they're trying to flush it. You can see how much of a big level this is. We built so much liquidity up here on NQ. And if we drift down here, you can see how thin this is here. This is I can't remember who's talking about this, the opening range trade. Boom, straight up. There's nothing in there. That is very, very thin. I don't know what print that would be in terms of TPO, but an early one, AB print or something on a New York. The only reason I'm using this is because we're trading all-time highs at the moment. Every time we trade all-time highs, I need to see where people are stuck because I can't use price above us anymore. There's no supply levels other than the fibs, which we put in, measured move. This is why we got stuck up here. It was a fib-based move. And now I want to see where volume is. Market starting to pull back. Tesla, almost 1/3% down. Sorry, 1/4% down. Nvidia, 0.09% down. Microsoft has just gone green to red on the day. Meta, 1% up. Google, 1.81% up. Amazon, 0.84% up. Apple, 1% up. So market's starting to pull back a bit. 1 to 2 minis. You need to be trading 150K account and above. If you're going to trade 1 to 2 minis, you can't be trading 50K. You can trade 50K once you've built your buffer. But you do not need more than 1 to 3 micros on a 50K account. So 150K, 250K, 300K, you can trade. But 150K for 1 to 2 minis is good. So here's the breakdown. So ES maybe is going to come to VWAP and value area low, which will be 363, somewhere around there. We kept talking about a trap under 75 towards 50. So what I'm just waiting for to see if we get. That value area low just got protected. There's an instant 10-point bounce off it so far. And reclaim a VWAP. Still buys down at 60 and 50s. So you can see this area here, edge of volume. They're still protecting it so far. So leg one, leg two, can we get a trap and go back to highs? That's the question. Leg one, leg one, leg two, probably a similar size. Can we get a trap and go back to highs? Or at least back to here, but can we get back to this? Because this is how you trap shorts in. Liquidation break of here and liquidation break of 50s takes you right back to point of origin, which is at the start of the day. It's 310s. Why they need to protect this area. But bulls, that is, they will need to protect this area, because this is, if they can't protect that, we can get very, very thin very quick. You can see so far they're protecting it. They're wicking, absorbed. If they fail, we're coming right back to here. 350s. That's why I said 375 fails can take you to 350s because of this thin structure. So when you want to talk about an imbalance, that's a proper imbalance, because there is no liquidity there. That probably happened in a matter of seconds. If you go to a 5-second chart, that's probably 5 seconds or something, and then hold. I'm waiting here a little bit longer. I just want to see, just in case something sets up. I know I've got to take my dog out. I just would love a trap. If it doesn't trap, then, well, no buenos. Bear flag playing out nice so far. I want to see if we get a trap down here. Also, just watching ES, the same thing. So 64.25 down to 62.75. That's kind of your lower end of a shelf and a VWAP. Failing to hold that, they probably get thin all the way down to 60 very quick, which would be your 24-hour VWAP. All right, so same kind of idea. Same kind of idea on ES. I want to see if ES can trade down to this level. ES trying to trade down into that level. We're trying to poke into this same level. Failing to break here is where sellers will get trapped chasing. Remember, failing to break lower is where sellers will get trapped chasing. Stuck at the anchor VWAP right now. At value area low, it's got a chance to move higher. If they fail to move lower, the shorts will get trapped who are playing into here. But there's still liquidity on the book, 65 and 60. Still liquidity on the book down there. Still think ES still has a chance to test its value area low. It's not done it yet. Not done it yet. Great bid off value area low, man. Those traders are having fun right now. They are having fun. RTY trader, what's the quickest way to get Apex help? You just got to raise a ticket. Unless, I don't think they even have a Discord now. So you've got to raise a ticket. It's the only way to get help. Just raise a ticket with them. Okay, ES trying to trade back up to point of control. Hasn't tested value area low yet. So ES is trying to trade back up to here. It's probably come to about here to here. So very different charts right now. Please remind me Apex for payout. 200 USD buffer on a 50K. No, 2,500 buffer. And then payout up would be 1,500 above that. But you don't have to take the whole thing out. It's up to you. So if you get 2,500 buffer, and if you trade up to $4,000, you can take $2,000 out. Okay, starting to reclaim here. His point of control on ES. This is where value is considered on the day. If they trade through this, they might trigger a squeeze back up. If they reject this, then probably ES wants to trade to value area low, which it's yet to do, whereas NQ has done it. Where's the so ES rejecting POC. Still think ES wants to come down to 63s. That's what it's trying to do. And once we get there, it's going to see if it can find a bid. NQ's already there. So this is the thin structure we talked about. Failing here, 50s. Right? Failing here, 50s. There's nothing in here. So this is the trap level, but failing here, it can come straight to 50s. ES is going to go VWAP value area low like we just talked about. There goes ES. It's trying to get to VWAP and value area low. Very thin here, remember. Look left, very, very thin. Repricing that huge imbalance, coming back to the opening range and VWAP. Yes, coming into it now. Got a bit further to go. So, yeah, 63.50, 64.50, 63.50, somewhere around there. I can show you the book. Still see them here. Still protecting this level so far. There you go. Nice. Yeah, still didn't quite make it, which is a bit annoying. So can we reprice back through the anchor? Or does ES still need to come lower? Beautiful. Yes, didn't quite get to VWAP. So we've just got a starter on here. It's a reversal. I want to be very careful. Stop's already in money. Here's anchor. I can show you this here if we can drag it over. Right at the lows. Just looking to see if we can get that trap play. I've just got a starter in small size. See if we can get a push through the anchor. If we can't, then I'll just take it off and that's fine. Because ES hasn't actually met its obligation yet. So concern is that ES wants to trade down to value area low and VWAP, which will pull NQ down lower. So just a little starter position, and I had my stop like 2 ticks under. Yeah, it's very possible. It's very possible. So I took this transition here, just risking that because I didn't want to get flushed on. So I literally risked like $1, a point, 66 to 65. Yeah, and risked a point, and just want to see if this will hold 70s now. If it won't hold 70s, then I'll just take it off, and that's fine. And then we'll probably trade all the way down to here because ES is still not hit its anchor VWAP and not hit value area low. There's more liquidity coming in here, 70s and 60s. So they're trying to pull it down. I'm going to stop out here in the money. And then just wait. I can always have another go, like I said. Just a scalp. I'm not looking for more than that right now. Counter trend. Trying to time it to see if we finish this pullback. And we haven't really given the trap. But once I saw this little sweep here, I was like, I don't mind having a flutter for 1 point, risking, $20. 60 still on the book here. Let me check the ES book. Oof. All the liquidity is lower here on ES. 65, 64, 63, 62, 60, and 58. Nothing under 58. Upside 85, 87. Still yet to get filled. So it's where they want to go. They can fill them on dips. They're going to want to try and take it upside for the rest of the day. Also into lunch. I need to remember that. It's not ideal time at this point. Probably need to just get off. Probably need to get off. In fact, that's me telling myself, get off. Get off. All right, folks, we go again tomorrow. It's unfortunate. Still think there are traps possible here today, but you can't rule out giving the whole move back if they cannot reclaim these areas, all right? So you need a dip down here to reclaim these areas for a drift higher for the rest of the day. If they reject value area low, then we're just going to come and back test old key levels, which is really where we broke out from, 310. So if they reject this and they can't hold the opening range, then we go all the way back to 310. So you'll be looking for a drive down here, fill this imbalance, push back upside. Any failure of here, then 310 is very, very possible. ES still trying to get to value area low on this session. And the New York anchored VWAP. And we'll go again tomorrow, same thing. Those who have hit me on email and Discord, I've seen a few of them. Give me 20 minutes to walk my dog and get back to you, and we'll go again. Peace and love, everyone. Have a great day.